U.S. Northern Command has quietly taken a decisive step toward reshaping how the United States protects its most critical military installations from the rapidly evolving threat posed by small unmanned aerial systems. During a demanding multi-day deployment to Minot Air Force Base in North Dakota, an 11-member team successfully validated a mobile counter-drone package built by Anduril Industries, an event that signals far more than another equipment test. It reflects a doctrinal shift toward agile, expeditionary domestic air defense, where a compact, highly trained force can be flown anywhere in the country to counter small drone incursions with a blend of artificial intelligence, electronic warfare, and autonomous interceptors. The week-long mission, conducted in late October, represented the first full field certification of this new flyaway kit, a self-contained defensive architecture designed to detect, track, identify, and neutralize small UAS threats at a moment's notice. Rather than operating in a controlled environment, the team endured harsh northern plains weather, complex airspace constraints, and a high tempo of simulated hostile drones. Over 100 aerial targets were presented across varying conditions, giving operators the chance to execute realistic engagements and validate the system's performance under pressure. The success of this trial provides a real-world demonstration that counter-UAS defense can be treated as a rapid response mission rather than a fixed system bolted permanently to a specific base. At the center of the capability lies an integrated suite of technologies fused into a single deployable package. A mobile sensor trailer provides panoramic radar coverage, thermal imaging, and automated tracking to spot even small, low-flying drones. AI-enhanced infrared systems expand detection ranges and improve classification accuracy, particularly in cluttered backgrounds or low-visibility conditions. Once a drone is identified, operators can choose between several layers of response. The electromagnetic warfare component can disrupt control links or navigation channels, effectively denying the drone's operator any influence over its flight path. If disruption is insufficient or a target presents a direct threat, the autonomous interceptor system can be launched to physically neutralize the drone with high precision. All of this is coordinated through Anduril's Lattice command and control environment, which synthesizes radar tracks, optical feeds, threat analysis, and effector options into a unified operational picture. Instead of juggling separate consoles and radios, operators receive a seamless stream of data that allows them to make rapid, informed decisions. Lattice is built to accelerate human judgment, not replace it. Commanders still determine when to escalate force, taking into account rules of engagement, airspace safety, and legal authorities governing domestic drone mitigation. This approach reflects a trend across modern air defense, integrating artificial intelligence and automation to handle speed and volume, while preserving human oversight for decisions that carry operational and legal weight. The Minet deployment was structured to mimic a real contingency. A request for support triggers notification of the flyaway team, which assembles personnel, equipment, and logistics. Once deployed, the team is responsible for setting up the system, integrating with the host unit's air defense architecture, and carrying out live engagements. Throughout the North Dakota mission, the 5th Bomb Wing retained authority over base security, while the deployed team provided specialized capabilities and technical expertise. This cooperative model is essential because drone threats to military sites do not fall neatly into the purview of a single service or unit. The flyaway concept enables installation commanders to reinforce their defenses during high-risk periods or in response to suspicious drone activity without the need to permanently station advanced counter-UAS equipment at every base. Another layer of complexity comes from the legal framework under which domestic counter-drone operations occur. Unlike overseas environments, U.S. military installations must operate within strict limitations defined by federal law to ensure that legitimate civilian air traffic and communications are not disrupted. The deployment therefore included close coordination with federal agencies such as the Federal Aviation Administration and the Department of Transportation. Under Title 10 authorities, commanders can detect, track, and mitigate unauthorized drones in restricted airspace, but they must ensure compliance with national aviation regulations. During the exercise, legal and operational teams updated Minet's counter-UAS defense plan to incorporate the new flyaway kit, ensuring that future deployments align with both mission needs and statutory requirements. The certification also highlighted the human dimension of counter-drone defense. The team that arrived at Minet was assembled from different specialties across U.S. Northern Command and the 21st Space Base Delta, many of whom had never worked together before. Despite the unfamiliar mission set, they rapidly formed a cohesive, high-performing unit capable of executing complex air defense tasks. Operators calibrated sensors, coordinated engagement chains, managed electronic warfare effects, and supervised autonomous intercepts, all while dealing with unpredictable weather and time-sensitive scenarios. Their ability to adapt underscored one of the core purposes of the deployment: building a skilled joint force capable of responding to drone incursions anywhere within the continental United States. The broader strategic context amplifies the significance of the Minet mission. Small unmanned aerial systems have proliferated at an unprecedented rate, and their accessibility has drastically lowered the threshold for actors, state or non-state, to employ them against military targets. The conflict in Ukraine, repeated attacks on Middle Eastern bases, and domestic security incidents have demonstrated that commercial-grade drones can carry out surveillance, disrupt operations, or deliver explosive payloads. U.S. commanders increasingly view low-altitude airspace as contested by default. Against this backdrop, the flyaway kit represents a necessary adaptation, a flexible, technology-driven approach that can outpace the speed at which drone threats evolve. The Minet certification offers a glimpse into the future of homeland defense. Rather than positioning static defenses at every strategic location, U.S. Northern Command is leaning into mobility, speed, and modularity. The flyaway team can be deployed preemptively for major events, sent in response to suspicious drone activity, or used to bolster installations with limited organic counter-UAS capability. As the system matures, similar teams could be stationed across geographic commands, ready to reinforce national infrastructure protection or support civil authorities during major security incidents. Equally important is the system's reliance on AI-driven sensor fusion and autonomous engagement capabilities. These technologies reduce the cognitive load on operators, enabling small teams to manage a large volume of threats more effectively than traditional manual systems. By synchronizing electronic warfare, kinetic interceptors, and surveillance tools into a single tactical picture, the flyaway kit provides a level of responsiveness that conventional base security measures cannot match. This represents an emerging doctrine in air defense: distributed, rapid-to-field capabilities that leverage autonomy and human oversight to counter threats that appear without warning. The successful validation of the system at Minet marks a milestone in this evolution. It signals that the United States is moving beyond experimental testing and into operational readiness for counter-drone missions at home. The combination of technological integration, legal compliance, interagency coordination, and joint force training showcased during the deployment points toward a future where installations no longer stand alone against unmanned threats. Instead, they are supported by a fast-moving defensive network capable of responding with precision and agility. As drone technology continues to advance and adversaries refine their tactics, the importance of such capabilities will only grow. The Minet certification demonstrates that U.S. Northern Command is not waiting for threats to outpace defense. It is actively building a layered, mobile, and intelligent shield, one that reflects the new reality of modern airspace and sets the foundation for protecting American military assets for years to come.